But what about the bounce back after the disappointment from the game at Anfield? I think you were there as well, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I think Liverpool on the weekend was, I mean, it wasn't a great performance, and we all know that the result probably wasn't what the club wanted, but it was massively important he bounced back with that result today. You know, did he want to go take it to the wire? Before the game, we knew it was obviously in other teams' hands. You know, Liverpool relying on teams to do them a favour, but they've still got to go out there and get the 3 points themselves, and it was hard work tonight for them, but thankfully from a Liverpool point of view they got it.
Yeah, I mean, hard work. I think the early goal, as I said at the beginning of the show, the early goal changed the pattern of the game, or the intention of both teams. And I think as we saw, you know, Villa being 1-0 up after 3 minutes, all of a sudden didn't do the right thing straight away, let Liverpool back in the game. And then Diaz, I mean, the cross for Mane was a joke. It was that good, but it was from an Aston Villa throw-in. I don't think Villa really recovered, and Alisson, after making 2 saves early on, one that should have been offside, we can go on to that later,
yes,
didn't have really anything until he came out one-on-one with Danny Ings and produced what effectively was a match-winning save. So you say they worked hard. I mean, they worked hard in an attacking sense, but yeah, I think Steve will be very disappointed with what ended up in that game.
Were you at all concerned, Robbie, about the selection at the start of the match? We were talking about it was quite similar to the Newcastle game. Of course, got all 3 points there as well. Here, all 3 points once again. Yeah,
look, is this Liverpool's strongest 11? Of course not. But I think Jurgen's shown this year that he's obviously prepared and he backs his lads, you know, to come in and do a job. You've mentioned Newcastle. He's done it, you know, a few other occasions as well. But it just shows you the confidence he has in his players. It isn't the first 11, we know that, but the fact is that he's brought Keita in, he's brought Tsimikas in as left back, and a big start for obviously young Curtis Jones in the middle as well. So, if anything, it just shows Jurgen has the confidence, you know, to put them in, and that's obviously brand new for a manager. You know, that's what you want. That, you know, the players get so much belief when a manager believes in you like that.
I did want to talk about this later on, but because we're only getting you at the start of the show here, Robbie, position you know very well, although he'll say he's a winger. Still, he's a top scorer in the Premier League, Mo Salah. Are you a bit concerned with his form as we head into the final run of games, a couple of cup finals and a few more Premier League matches? Yeah,
look, I think since he come back from the African Cup of Nations, I don't think we've seen the same Mo Salah that we've seen before he went. There's no doubt about it. His stats and his, you know, his performances this year have been brilliant up towards that.
Why?
Well, I don't really know. Maybe, I mean, you look at teams now when they are playing against them, and they are seem to be getting a little bit closer to them and stopping them from turning. You know, Mo Salah, when he gets the ball, you know, his first thought is to turn and run at a defender. No one's allowing him to do that. If you watch him closely now, the ball comes up to him and the defender is right up behind him, stopping him from turning. So maybe, I'm not saying people are, you know, reading, you know, too much into how he plays, but it's tough for him. But look, he's a great player. You know, his stats absolutely back that up. He's having a tough time at the minute, but this is the beauty of having you know, a squad like Liverpool. So you've got like you know, a Diaz who comes in and you know, the window, and he looks like a revelation. You've got Sadio Mane. I mean, he is absolutely in hot form, really. I know he's obviously scored the winning goal today, but he's been brilliant. He really has. And obviously Jota's come in and done okay tonight, not without, you know, turning up any trees, but Liverpool have that in abundance. So maybe Mo's not playing to, you know, to the capabilities that he should be, but Liverpool are winning, and you know, that's all. That's all
they did on the weekend.
Well, the winning tonight.
We saw him. Perhaps his decision making was a bit off against Spurs. There was a couple of incidents. He could have passed it to Mane. He could have passed it to Diaz on several occasions. Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it cost him 3 points in a way.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say. Look, it wasn't. He never cost Liverpool the 3 points. You know, I will back him to the hilt there. You know, it's not the first time. You know, he's been labelled. You know, as being a little bit selfish, if you like. But that's what good forwards do. Good forwards are selfish. You know, they want to score goals. And okay, there's maybe times when other players are in better positions, but I spoke before about Jurgen backing his players. You know, Mo Salah's backing himself, and he believes that he'll do that. And he's probably not having a little bit of a rub of the green that he's probably had at the start of the season. But we can't argue with his stats. You know, Jurgen's playing him because he knows that there may be a pivotal moment in a game where, you know, that is run of form and his little bit of luck will change. And look, who knows? It might be on you know, the weekend, the FA Cup. It might be in the Champions League final. But there's no doubt about it that he can win games.
How can you concentrate if people are shouting your names? Anyway, sorry.
No,
I know you have thoughts about Salah.
Yeah, it's interesting, Robbie. When you mention, and again, I think a lot of people say that the African Cup of Nations has to come back. I think in the last month, Mo Salah was back to the kind of form that was before the African Cup of Nations. And I say that because he was passing and getting assists. It wasn't or building up play rather than looking to score every time, pick the ball up. And I think the Tottenham game was a bit of an anomaly in what I've seen over last month or so. But like you say, if he fits into the system right, Jurgen only needs him arguably to score 2 more goals. One on Saturday and one in a couple of weeks' time in Paris.
Look at the impact he had straight away.
Yeah.
He was 1-1 with the keeper. He was taking people on. I mean, those players, they play at a high level every single week. And the problem is they play 65 plus games. So you expect them to have a deeper form. He's been traveling everywhere. He's been playing international football. So he's expected to have that. But the soon he comes on, he makes the difference. In that final third, he takes people on, he was flicking over people's head, and he makes things happen. And when you have Mo Salah coming as a sub, even when he don't start, you always expect him to produce. As Robbie say, you expect him to have bad moments, but how you react. And look at him today, he reacted very well.
If I could just say, I mean, backing up what Robbie said there, I mean, one thing is, you're not dependent on Mo Salah to get these wins. That's how strong this Liverpool side is. Well, they don't need Mo Salah to get the wins.
Every game, I think I pointed out to you in the first half, every game he hasn't started in the Premier League this season, they've actually gone on to win. So it's not just about being the Mo Salah show. Robbie, we only have a minute or two left with you, so let me ask you this. As I was sat there and the goal went in, the winning goal from Mane, I looked across at my 2 pundits as I do, and I saw you slightly further down the line. You were jumping out of your seat. You were Liverpool through and through. There's no question about it. Is a quadruple dream still on? Because all right, you still got 2 cup finals, you control your destiny, but it's the Premier League where you don't. You're relying on another side dropping points.
Of course, that's what it is. And of course, it's still on. There's half a chance. But look, if Liverpool were not to win another trophy this year, it's not been a failure of the season. You know, they've been in a Champions League final, or they are in a Champions League final, they're in an FA Cup final, and potentially they're going to get 92 points this year, obviously, along with winning the Cup. That is an unbelievably successful season, and that just shows you the quality that they're up against in Manchester City. These last games don't define how good of a side Liverpool are. Liverpool are outstanding, and just to go back to what you were saying before, I'm a Liverpool fan. I want Liverpool to win every game. You know, there might be a time in the future where I'm, managing them, and I hope I am, and I hope I beat them then. But while I'm never ever up against them now, I want them to win everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a reason they call you God there. So, thank you very much, Robbie. We really
Cheers,
have to let you go. I
Thanks
believe your PA is getting in my ear a little bit right now. So all the best.
Pleasure, thank
We'll
you.
see you next time.